To create the snowman in perspective, I do recommend that you work on colorful construction paper of any color really. I don't recommend pink or yellow necessarily, though you could use those if you're willing to make the snowman blue instead of white. If you only have white paper at home, that is fine. You can do this project by making the snowman blue instead of white, so it will look like the snow is shadowed. We're going to hold our paper tall ways, so portrait orientation. I'm drawing with a white colored pencil on black. You can also do this project with crayons. If you have oil pastels at home or chalk pastels, this is also a great assignment for those. We're drawing a snowman in perspective, a worm's eye view, so that we're looking up at it. To start, I'm going to focus on my right corner here. I'm going to sketch out the body shape of the snowman as though it's going off the page a little bit. So I'm going to sketch out a light circle or semicircle. I'm going to push down a bit harder so it will show up better on my paper. It's okay if it looks kind of sketchy because we are going to end up filling a lot of the snowman in. So this is the bottom body segment. When you build the snowman, the bottom body segment is the largest anyway, so we're just exaggerating it a bit. The middle body segment will be slightly smaller. We're going to exaggerate that a bit because we're looking up. So we're going to draw another semicircle as though it's stacked on top of our bottom segment. Sketching lightly. It's okay if this also goes off. And they don't have to be perfect circles. If you've ever tried to build a snowman in real life, it is very difficult to get the body shapes to be a sphere shape. So it's okay if they're a little bit lumpy or uneven. Just do your best. I'm going to make the head shape again. Same kind of semicircle. Think about like ice cream scoops. So we're creating the illusion that we're looking up at the snowman by creating gradually smaller and smaller shapes and making it look like they are being overlapped by the shape underneath them so that we're looking up at our snowman. Make my lines a little bit darker. Okay, so the challenging part about working on black paper is, do you choose to draw around where the eyes and mouth and buttons go, or do you color it in white and then go back and change your mind? Either option is acceptable. I'm going to draw around where my eyes and mouth are going, and I'm going to color in around these shapes so that they stay black. I'm going to give my snowman 2 buttons. You can give yours 3 or 4 buttons if you'd like. I'm going to take orange and draw the nose, which is a carrot traditionally. You could give yours a button nose like the Frosty the Snowman song. You'll notice that the colored pencils do show up fairly well on black construction paper. They may have varying levels of visibility depending on the other colors of construction paper you may choose to use. Crayons do show up well, it seems, no matter what color of construction paper you're using. Okay, so I'm going to fill in the body here. So I've colored in all of my body segments. Before I go in and do any fancy shading, we're going to draw the scarf. You'll notice that I colored around the buttons and the eyes and the mouth. We're going to make a scarf using whatever color you would like. I'm going to go with red. And we're going to make the scarf look like it's curving around this contour. A contour is the outside edge of something. So this is the contour for the middle body segment. I'm going to draw with my red colored pencil and follow that arc. I'm going to make another line above it, also following the arc. It's okay if it covers the mouth a little bit because you are looking up. I'm going to draw the ends of the scarf sticking on either side of the head there so it looks a little bit bigger. I'm going to color it in. I'm pushing down with good pressure to go right over that white. It's going to turn a little bit pink because red plus white equals pink, but usually red wins that battle when we're working with colored pencil, especially because my white colored pencil was very light. If you were working with blue, you may consider to color in your scarf before you fill in the body shapes. I'm going to make the scarf drape over the body, so I'm going to create curved lines as though it's curving along this shape here to increase the illusion that it's a three-dimensional snowman. Make the other tail of my scarf here using curved lines. I'm going to push down to color it in and fill it in. If you're working with crayon, you also might want to choose to draw everything first and then color it in, depending on how much pressure you use with your crayons. You could certainly put stripes on your scarf if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and put some little tassels on it, just for some interesting detail. To create the snowman's hat, you can give your snowman whatever kind of hat you want. You could be a traditionalist and give it a top hat. You could give it a little beanie. I'm going to draw a beanie style hat for my snowman. So on top of the head, above the eyes, I'm going to draw another arc to make it look like it's following the contour or curve of the snowman's head. I'm creating an arc, pushing down with this light blue nice and hard so it shows up. Again, I'm going to make it stick out on either side of the head so it looks like it's sitting on top of the head. I'm going to go up on either side and make another curve like this curve but further up. So you can draw lightly at first and then darken your lines to create your little beanie. And make this line come back just a little bit more here so it's wrapping around the back of the head. And go ahead and fill it in, moderate pressure. I'm going to make my snowman's beanie a combination of blue and how about some yellow? That should pop. Put some yellow on here as well. Make a little peak for our beanie. And I'm going to fill it in. I can take my yellow while I'm here, and I can put some little stripes on top of my blue and give it some interesting texture. I'm going to create a little pom-pom at the end of my hat with the blue. That looks pretty good. Maybe I could choose to take some purple and put some purple stripes on my scarf here. We're going to add some shading to our snowman, and then we're going to draw some arms on our snowman. To add shading, whether you're using colored pencil or crayon, this will work with both methods because we colored the body in very lightly. I'm going to start by pushing down just a little bit more on that edge and then gradually using less pressure. So it starts out really intense and then I'm using less pressure as I work my way towards the middle of the body. Okay, so a little bit more pressure, lighter pressure. So you're creating a nice smooth transition between a bright white area for the edge contour here. And then I'm gradually using less pressure. So this can be achieved with colored pencil, crayon, chalk pastels, and oil pastels, or actual drawing chalk as well if you have that. Using light pressure, notice how I'm moving my pencil in an arc. You should move your pencil in an arc so your pencil marks look like curves. That adds the illusion that your snowman is curved and three-dimensional, even though it's really a 2D drawing. It's a neat visual trick that we can use. Being very careful around the carrot here. A little bit careful around the eyes. I could have been a little bit more careful. I'm okay with that eye shrinking though, because it is further away from us as we're looking up at the snowman. So it should look smaller as it moves further away. That looks pretty good. Let's give our snowman some arms with brown. If you don't have brown, you can always use orange as a good stand-in. One arm's going to be coming out of the body on the other side, so we don't see where it attaches to the body. I'm not sure how well this will show up on the camera. I'm going to give him some twiggy arms and some little twiggy fingers. I recommend at least 3 fingers. You can give it T-Rex arms. You don't have to give your snowman elbows. I'm going to give mine elbows. I'm drawing right over the scarf. I'm going to draw the other hand here and arm. And draw some fingers on this hand too. And there you go. So you need to just photograph this snowman and go ahead and attach it to Google Classroom.